If you're struggling to succeed, there's a vital truth you must understand. Success isn't solely about luck, knowledge, or effort. It's about aligning yourself with a powerful law, the law of definite purpose. This law is the missing piece for most people. It's not about having talent or opportunity. It's about having clarity. Think of it this way. A person without a clear purpose is like a rudderless ship. They may be strong and have a full tank of fuel, but they will simply drift, blown around by whatever wind blows the hardest. However, a person with a clear purpose and a strong desire to achieve, it moves like a guided missile. They may face storms, but they will not be stopped. Until you fully grasp this, you'll continue to struggle. The missing piece for most people isn't talent or opportunity. It's clarity. Think of it this way. A person without a clear purpose is like a ship without a rudder. They may have a strong engine and a good hull, but they'll just drift endlessly, pushed around by whatever wind blows the hardest that day. They have the power to move, but no direction. In contrast, a person with a clear purpose and a burning desire to achieve, it moves like a guided missile. They may encounter storms and face delays, but their inner focus is so powerful that they will not be diverted from their course. That unwavering clarity is what allows them to stay on track and eventually reach their destination. The power of clarity. What do you specifically want? Can you state it right now without hesitation? Most people can't. They live with a blurred vision, and as a result, they end up running in circles, wasting time and energy without ever getting anywhere. Success doesn't respond to vague wishes. It responds to clarity backed by courage. If your dream is uncertain, the world will simply ignore it. You must be able to define your goal so clearly that you can see it, speak it, and believe in it completely. That laser-like focus is what gives you the power to move forward and turn your vision into reality. You must begin now by defining exactly what you intend to become, do, or possess. Once you have that clear vision, you have to pour your whole self into it. Your hours, your habits, your hunger. Remember, a purpose without desire is just a weak flame, but a purpose with a burning desire is an unstoppable fire. The power of defining your purpose. Don't wait for someday or for the right time. That day will never come. The first step to a powerful life is to clearly define what you want right now. This isn't just about a vague idea like, I want to be successful. It's about getting specific. Do you want to start a business that helps 1 million people? Do you want to build a body that's a fortress of strength? Do you want to master a skill that will make you undeniable in your field? Your vision must be so clear that it's like a picture in your mind. A picture you can see, feel, and describe in detail. Once you have that image, your job is to pour every part of yourself into it. Your hours are the currency of your life, and you must invest them wisely. Your habits are the building blocks of your future, and they must be built to serve your goal. Your hunger is the fuel that will push you through the difficult days. Desire as unstoppable fuel. A purpose without desire is a weak flame. It might flicker for a while, but the first gust of wind, the first challenge, the first setback will put it out. But a purpose backed by a burning desire is an entirely different force. It's an unstoppable fire that no man can put out. It's not just wanting something. It's a deep-seated need that transforms your mind, your actions, and your reality. This kind of desire doesn't wait for permission or easy conditions. It is the fuel that allows you to take one more step when others quit, to push through when others stop, and to keep building even when no one else sees your progress. This is the non-negotiable step for anyone who wants to win. The clarity of your purpose and the intensity of your desire are what set you apart from everyone else. Desire is a spiritual force. Burning desire is not just about wishing. It's a spiritual force, a demand on your subconscious that says, "This is who I am now." It's not just wanting more. It's becoming longer before the world recognizes the change. This is the profound difference between a hope and a force of nature. Wishes are passive. They are whispered requests for a better future, often conditional and easily abandoned. But burning desire is an active, unshakable declaration of your identity. It's the moment you decide that you are no longer the person who wants to be successful, but the successful person, and you act in a way that proves it to yourself every single day. This internal transformation happens first. You become more disciplined, more focused, and more resilient in your mind and your habits, long before a single result appears in the outside world. The greatest minds in history, like Carnegie and Edison, didn't succeed because of luck or unique talent, but because of their unshakable purpose. They weren't just dreamers. They were builders of their reality. They decided once what they were going to do and who they were going to be, and they never wavered. They saw their vision as already real, and they worked tirelessly to align the world with the certainty they already held within. This is the secret. That fire inside you is not just a feeling. It is the fuel for your transformation, a force so powerful that it makes your success inevitable. Your results will always arrive with a delay. The vision comes first, the belief second, and the results last. The time between belief and result is the ultimate test, the valley of waiting and silence. That is where you prove to the universe who you are. If you quit, you break the process. If you stay, the law bends in your favor. The ultimate test. The most important part of your journey is not the beginning, and it's not the end. It's the long, lonely period in the middle. This is the valley of waiting and silence. It's when you have a crystal clear vision and a strong belief, but the results you want are nowhere in sight. This is when doubts start to scream louder than your faith. You might question if your plan is working, if you're good enough, or if you're just wasting your time. This period is not a bug, it's a feature. It is the ultimate test designed to see who is truly committed. It's where the casual daydreamers are filtered out and the genuine builders are forged. Most people quit in this valley. They see the silence as a sign of failure and the delay as proof that their efforts are pointless. By quitting, they teach their mind that surrender is a solution, and they break the compounding process of their work. But if you stay, if you keep showing up and doing the work even when it hurts and makes no sense, something powerful happens. You prove to yourself and to the world that you're not ruled by temporary feelings. You show that your commitment is stronger than your comfort. When you do this, the law begins to bend in your favor. Doors start to open, opportunities appear, and the momentum you've been building in silence begins to create visible progress. This is the reward for your patience and persistence. The quiet shift that happens just before your breakthrough. The role of your mind. The greatest transformation in your life happens in the climb, when you choose to keep going without applause. This decision rewires your mind. Your subconscious cannot act on vague hopes. It is moved only by definiteness. Once it receives that clear command, it goes to work on your behalf, opening doors and revealing opportunities you cannot yet see. The true ascent. The most important changes don't happen at the finish line. They happen during the journey itself. The greatest transformation in your life occurs during the climb, especially when no one is watching and no one is cheering you on. This choice to persist through the quiet, difficult moments is what forges your character and fundamentally changes who you are. By consistently choosing to keep going when it's hard, you're not just moving toward a goal, you're actively rewiring your mind. Every time you ignore the voice that says, "Give up," and take another step forward, you're building a new neurological pathway. You are training your brain to see challenges not as barriers, but as invitations to prove your commitment. This consistent, disciplined action sends a clear signal to your subconscious mind. Your subconscious cannot act on vague hopes or random intentions. It needs a firm, definitive command. Think of it like a GPS. You can't just tell it, "Take me somewhere nice." You have to give it a specific address. Your definite purpose, backed by your daily action, is that address. Once your subconscious receives this clear command, it begins working for you in ways you can't even imagine. It starts to filter reality, bringing your attention to opportunities and resources that you would have otherwise missed. It helps you recognize connections, solve problems in your sleep, and act with a confidence you didn't know you had. This is the ultimate alignment. Your internal world, your subconscious, and your actions all begin to move in harmony toward your single, clear goal. You cannot attract success while identifying as a victim or living in hesitation. You must be bold in your thoughts long before you see bold results. This boldness, when it comes from purpose, is not arrogance. It is alignment. A person aligned with purpose is a magnet. If you are struggling, it's not because you are broken. It's because you are disconnected. You are scattering your energy and following too many voices instead of the one clear voice inside yourself. You must make that inner voice the final authority, the path of a finisher. You must become the kind of person who keeps his word, who honors his plan, and who doesn't need comfort to be consistent. This is how trust is earned, not with others, but with yourself. The world will eventually yield to you, not immediately, but inevitably. It bows to consistency and rewards the man who has become undeniable. Your struggle is not against the world. It is against the part of you that fears commitment. But now that you have committed, the war is over. You have stepped onto the path walked by every great man who has ever risen from obscurity. The power of friction. When you begin to walk in purpose, the struggle doesn't disappear. It often intensifies. The resistance you feel, the habits you must shed, the people who doubt you, is not a sign of failure. It is friction, and friction is the friend of forward motion. It sharpens you and cuts away the parts of you that don't belong in your future. You will fail, you will stumble, but those are not the enemy. They're the tuition you pay for mastery. The problem is not falling short. The problem is staying short. You must learn to love the repetition of daily work, to train your mind to find energy in the mundane. Success is not an accident. It is a consequence. It is the result of discipline repeated past the breaking point. It is the reward for those who are willing to suffer with direction. The man who finishes is not the one who had the easiest path. He is the one who said, I will keep going regardless of how I feel. What is one small step you can take today to move closer to your goals?